Love on, dream peace. Love on, dream peace. Love on, dream peace. By looking inside, by looking inside. What would Jesus say? Love, what would Buddha say? Rumi says, see yourself in the mirror of me. Dr. King said, dream. Gandhi said, peace. The Tao says, you know the truth by looking inside. Inside. Love on, dream peace. Love on, dream peace. Love on, dream peace. Love on, dream peace. By looking inside, by looking inside, by looking inside, by looking inside. Thank you.
All right, so we're so glad you're here and chose to spend the morning with us. My name is Randy Singer. I am a spiritual practitioner here at Genesis, and I'll be your host today. Our online host today is Cal. If you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube or on the tubes or the interwebs, please say hello to everyone in the comments and share your reactions and make a connection. All right, so we've got the mission and the vision statement, so please read with me our mission. All right. We are building a vibrant community, cultivating a garden of spiritual growth, honoring vulnerability, creating a safe place of comfort and peace where all are welcome and accepted. All right, now we'll do vision. All right. It's working this week. A bright beacon with an unshakable heart of love, accepting all. A home for the soul where we each creatively express our spiritual brilliance. All right. So now we've got the announcements, and it's not such a terrible death to die. Anyways, April 2026, Reclaiming Joy After Loss. We'll be meeting after service on Zoom at noon. This caring, safe support group helps mend the heart of everyone experiencing the loss of a loved one or any major change or transformation. Join us this evening at 4 p.m. here at Southgate Masonic Temple for Reverend James's ordination as a CSL minister. All right. Yeah. After 5 years as a Unity minister, he enters his new chapter with a special ceremony featuring Reverend Eric Odell and Reverend Gail Dillon, as well as a bunch of robed ministers, and hope to see you all there. Any help with greeting or cleanup afterward would be greatly appreciated. All right, so join us for our annual meeting on May 3rd after service. This is an important one you do not want to miss, so please mark your calendars. Board members will be presenting a summary of how Genesis is doing and where we are going. They are also looking for new board members. Reach out now if you are interested in being on the board. Board members, raise your hands. All right. We got a few of them. Okay. Monthly meditation and conversation meets every second Tuesdays from 12 to 1 p.m. The The Love Visioning meeting every first Thursday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. and book study is today. Okay, awesome. So introducing first-time guests. Any first-time guests? All right, well, we are family. And that's great. So I'm glad to be here with all of you in this morning. If this is your first time, we'd love to connect with you online. Anyone watching in the future, you may see this. If it's your first time, welcome. And we know that everyone prefers a different method of communication, so you can fill out a card and drop it in the offering basket later, or scan the QR code on the card. This opens up a personal line of communication. We want to provide you important information to give you everything you need to learn about Genesis and what we do here. If you have any questions, please stop by the welcome table. All right, so now's the meet and greet. Now that we've welcomed our guests, let us welcome and greet one another. If you aren't comfortable with hugging, stick out your hand. If you want to shake instead, you can do some namaste hands like that, or a great choice for contactless greeting. You can stay seated if you prefer not to mingle. Our community is conscious of love and support, so let's get a few minutes and get up and get rolling. So we're coming back to our seats. So now let's see. We want to take this time to thank everyone in service today. So setup and cleanup crew, we've got the usual suspects. I think we're going to mention everyone on there for some additional things today. Morning greeter downstairs, we've got Mike. On projector and video in no particular order, we've got Gideon and Eric. Online host, we've got Cal. On the sound, we got Jim. Cal's excited. All right, for the offering collection will be Vicky. We just trust that Rose is an individual practitioner at home, and we know that this will be a wonderful service today. Okay. We're grateful for those who show up in service, so if we couldn't pull it together without all of you. So if anyone else would like to be part of the Genesis service team, please connect with Gideon after service or inquire at the welcome table. So remain seated and sing along. We're going to have a centering song, and I'm going to trust that Stephan will lead us in something awesome.
This is yes. And I trust. Yes, thank you, James. So this song is, you probably remember Elton John sang it, love song, and it just sing love. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. Love. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? That's pretty much it, okay? Yeah, see how easy? The words I have to say may well be simple, but they're true. Until you give your love, there's nothing else that we can do. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? You say it's very hard to leave behind the life we knew. Can I get some monitor back? Just a little bit. But there's no other way. Thank you. And now it's really up to you. Love is the key that we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Love is the key we must turn. Truth is the flame we must burn. Freedom, the lesson we must learn. Freedom, the lesson we must learn. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? All right, Jane. Love is the opening door. Love is what we came here for. No one could offer you more. Do you know what I mean? Have your eyes really seen? Do you know, do you know, do you know, do you know, do you know what I mean? What I mean? Have your eyes, have your eyes, have your eyes. Go ahead.
All right, welcome back. Again, my name is practitioner Randy Singer, and I will do a little reading and some prayer for the next thing we do. This is going to be a bit from Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, page 423, if you're following along at home. Okay, wisdom from our founder. What the world needs is spiritual conviction, followed by spiritual experience. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principle than have him repeat all the words of wisdom that have been uttered. It is far easier to teach the truth than it is to practice it. But the practice of truth is personal to each, and in the long run, no one can live our full life for us. To each is given what he needs, and the gift of heaven comes alike to all. How we shall use these gifts is all that matters. To hold one's thought steadfastly in the constructive to that which endures and to the truth may not be as easy as rapidly changing world, but to one who makes the attempt, much is guaranteed. The essence of spiritual healing and of all true religious philosophy is an inner realization of the presence of perfection within and around about. It is the hope of heaven, the voice of God proclaiming, I am that which thou art thou that which I am? So let's just take a moment just to connect with the Spirit and know that the is that is. And so what's happening right now is available in the past, present, and future, and it's all coming centered into this now moment for each of us, knowing that all that is available is through God in creativity is available to each of us right here and right now. And so I know that God is good. I know that God is infinite, and I know that each of us has our dreams roll out in perfect demonstration. I know that we see the goodness, and sometimes we get to look back and see, wow, my prayers really did come true, and I can just sit and appreciate it, and each of us has that moment of knowing that we are connected to Spirit infinitely and perfectly, and it is good. And I say, thank you, God, and so it is. Okay. And so now we have more beautiful music from Stephan and James.
I was looking at the sheet music today, the chart to give to James, and realize, I don't know why I'm not hearing myself right now on the mic. Is it okay? Can I get some monitor or something? Anyway, so I realized it's been 23 years, Cal, since I wrote this song. Right? Like 23 years ago. It says it right on the sheet music, 2003. There's no denying it when you see it like in print like that. But I feel that it's timeless, and I feel that the angels gave it to me, so it's not really mine anyway. God is everything. God is all in all. God is so divine. Everlasting light. The sun that shines, the stars at night. And so much more, so much more, so much more. Every breath, every breath, every move, every move, every tree, every bird, every sound and every word. The moon in the sky and the mountains up high, and you and I, you and I, you and I. I give God thanks. All my days. I'm glad for this time. I give God praise. Give God praise. I give God praise. Give God praise. I give God praise. Give God praise, yeah, 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 yeah. I give God praise, yeah, yeah. Give God praise. I give God praise. Give God praise. I give God praise. I give God praise. I give God praise. God is everything. God is all in all. God is so divine. Everlasting light. The sun that shines, the stars at night, and so much more, so much more, so much more.
Thank you, Stephan. That was so wonderful. So, today we're talking about love. This whole month has been about the practice of becoming. And today we're talking about love as a daily commitment. And we don't really become love. What we do is we open to the realization that we already are that. But it looks like we aren't, because we live in a three-dimensional world, and in a three-dimensional world there are all kinds of things going on, not all of them love. But we walk two paths. We are 100% human and 100% divine, and our divine selves are 100% life, and 100% love. They're life too. But we're going to talk about techniques of using love to tap into that and to become more of who we are. So let's say our affirmation together today. I practice love consciously, and in that act, I reveal my true nature. one more time. I practice love consciously, and in that act, I reveal my true nature. So, Ernest Holmes said, infinite love harmonizes our entire being. Infinite love harmonizes our entire being. And I think we found this. There's, probably everybody's heard of the Upanishads. The Upanishads, the Hindu holy books that were written about the time as the Hebrew scriptures, 2,500 years ago. Upanishad actually means to sit at the feet of the master, because these were esoteric secret teachings. And I'm going to quote, Mark Nepo quotes from the Shivatara Upanishad. Shivatara was a guy who lived 2,500 years ago, so a little after Abraham, probably around the time of Moses. And he was referred to as the white horse because he brought the white horse of liberation. He was a big Shiva fan. He was like, in the three-dimensional world, it's all about, going through bodies. It's about death and rebirth, all that happening. But in the center of it all, we are all Brahma. We are all one together. So in the Shivatara Upanishad, he said, on this ever-revolving wheel of being the individual self, we go round and round through life after life, believing ourselves to be a separate creature until we see our identity with the Lord of love and attain immediately immortality to the indivisible whole. We see our identity with the Lord of love and attain immortality with the indivisible soul. Ernest Holmes says, in moments of inspiration, we realize that God is all, the life in everything and the love in everything. Love is the outpouring of universal spirit through its desire to express itself as creation. Love is the impulse, the law is the form that creation takes. Love is our divine nature. So, in the world, we have romantic love, which comes and goes and sometimes turns to hate. And it's not helpful to me that that's the same word as the expression I'm using. But I want to work into a practice of opening up to love. I'm going to tell a story that I've told before. Lester Levinson was an engineer and businessman who lived, he was born in the 19-teens, and he was age 42 in the early 1950s and had a heart attack. And his doctor told him, forget it, Lester, your life is over. Go home and write a will. Don't do too much. Don't exert yourself because your old ticker's not going to make it. And Lester said to himself, stupid, stupid, stupid. I've been looking for happiness my whole life, and have I found it? And he sat on the floor of his Manhattan apartment, and he had a life that many people would admire. He was very well off. He was advanced in his career. He had a family that loved him. He had many friends, and yet he felt like an utter failure. So he looked at, when is it that I was the most happy? And it wasn't when he was always seeking love, but it was when he was loving that he was most happy. And so he started thinking about those times when he was loving, when he was most happy, and it elevated his spirit. It made him, it sort of brought his awareness to the love that he was. And then he started looking around his Manhattan apartment. He started loving the countertop and the furniture and the kitchen and the hallway. He looked out the window and he loved the traffic and the people on the street. And he was so energized by this time, he got up and walked out the door and he started loving the sidewalks and everyone he saw and everywhere he saw, and he walked all night. He stayed up all night because he was so energized by this discovery that it's loving that makes you happy, not seeking love, not seeking anything from the world, but just being willing to love. And let's look at the next slide. So the way Ernest Holmes explains this is that love, the circle is divided into 3 parts. The bottom part is the 3-dimensional world. This is the world of our protoplasmic life. And this is the world where he had a heart attack, Lester had a heart attack, and felt stupid, stupid, stupid. And then at the top of the world is new ideas. This is the world of love. This is the world of expressing love. This is the world where the blueprint of our better life lives. And then by expressing love, by moving into this world, he can bring this energy into the 3-dimensional world. He ended up living 42 more years and founded a movement to encourage people to love more and let go of all obstacles to love. Let's go to the next slide. What you can see is this chart expresses the power behind different emotions. And so you see at the bottom are the emotions: shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear. This is sort of this victim abuser consciousness. And this victim abuser consciousness, you feel very constrained, very put upon, and not much energy. This is the energy of somebody who feels shame and is saying stupid, stupid, stupid. Sitting on the floor of their apartment, very successful, but feeling bad. Love brings us all the way up to here, between self-empowerment and self-realization. And there's more love up here, divine grace and love union, way up here into enlightenment. So love is something that brings you a long way. It can bring you all the way out of these lower emotions into the upper emotions. And let's do one more slide. So this is the Professor Jill Bolte-Taylor diagram of four parts of our brain. And you can see, so this part on the left brain, our logical brain, there's the narrator part. And that's the part that was where Lester was very successful. Business, his engineering, all his projects were successful, everything was going well. And then, but when he got a heart attack, you've got his protector who's saying, oh, stupid, 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 we gotta hate ourselves because we didn't do this right. When he opened to love, he opened to the present instead of staying in regretting things he'd done in the past or trying to plan a better future. He was just like, what's going on now? There's a whole bunch of love going on now. His feeling part is just enjoying the elevation of the feeling of love. And his Buddha nature is enjoying the oneness he has with all of creation. So we had an experience of this last week. I went to the CSL convention in Reno, which was great, and more about that. After the convention, Christy and our oldest grandson, Q, 8 years old, flew down to Sacramento Airport, and I picked them up, and then we did a road trip home through visiting grandparents, great-grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, the whole lot. And one of the people we stopped to visit was a college friend of mine who lives in Eugene, Oregon. And she has, her youngest grandchild is 9 years old, Emily. And we thought it'd be fun for the 8-year-old and the 9-year-old to get together. So arranged to get together in a place called Putters, which is indoor putt-putt golf, miniature golf. And at first, Q and Emily were sort of awkward and they didn't really know each other and they weren't sure what to do. But as we played putt-putt golf, they played it in a different way. You know, I'm used to putting the ball and writing down everybody's score and who's going to get the lowest score. And the way they played it was you cheer for everyone. You cheer for every shot. If the shot's bad, you overly dramatic, oh, too bad, you were cheated. And it was great. It was like there were 6 of us playing, and there was, on every hole there were 6 opportunities to cheer, 6 opportunities to be elated. By the 4th hole, Q and Emily were best friends. They were completely connected, and this is because they were both elevated, they were both ebullient, and they had the energy of love. They had the energy of connection and cheering each other on, and so they weren't in that constrained sort of, I'm afraid of this person, who are they, what if they're crazy, what if they're boring? Instead it was just like, yeah, let's hit that ball. And so this is something, I wasn't the one who started it. I think it was the parents of Emily started it because they were used to the place. But it's a wonderful practice when you play any game to just sort of take it on as a team sport, as we're all on the same side and we're all working on it. And yeah, Q did keep track of how many strokes he took. But he just said he won, and we gave that to him because we forgot to. Really, I enjoyed writing down when I get like 2 or 3 strokes per hole, and when I get like 6 or 7, doesn't feel as good. That's right. Build the snowman. Oh yeah, right. You get the 8. There we go. So that was a benefit we had of the practice of conscious loving. Just let's cheer everybody on. There's also love can open up blocks of our ability to. It can unblock our ability to open up. And there is a practice I did. Actually, I was on a retreat in Sedona, Arizona, with the organization Lester Levinson started, where he suggested going back through your past to everybody you ever knew, and just loving them. And so, at first it was hard. I made a list of half a dozen people who I wasn't very fond of, and I was like, can I love you? Can I do this? And let's go to the next slide. This is about self-compassion, but it's also compassion for others. And since we all are one another, it's really sort of the same. So self-compassion, the guru of self-compassion is Professor Kristen Neff, who teaches at University of Texas at Austin. And there are 3 steps. Step number 1 is self-kindness. Be kind to yourself. It's so easy, when you get a snowman, when you get a high score in mini golf, to like go, I'm such an idiot. Why can't I hit that ball better? But you can be kind to yourself too and say, oh, too bad. Next time you'll do better. Or maybe not. Maybe you'll get the high score and you'll win that way. So the first step to compassion for yourself or others is to be kind. And I needed to do that because some of these people from my past I really disliked. They had done awful things to me and made me feel like a victim. The second is recognizing our common humanity, that we are all protoplasmic beings. Yes, we are 100% divine. We live in heaven. We're elevated, and we have the whole universe is at our disposal. And also, we walk around in these protoplasmic bodies that have definite limitations. They age, they trip, they get hungry, they're addicted to things we wish they weren't. They aren't as good at golf as we'd hoped they'd be. This is, in my perfect plan, I get 18 holes in one. But I haven't realized that particular one yet. So common humanity. And this shows everybody taking a slice of pain. Pain can be involved. And then mindfulness. Mindfulness, I think, is one of the keys because it involves moving our awareness into the present moment. It's so easy. We live in a world where we're coming from the past, where there are all these insults, all these things we did wrong, maybe some brilliant things that we did back then. And then we have our future that's sort of unknown, but we're guessing and we're hoping it's going to be really good. And the present is sort of this moment, in between our past and our future. But in fact, the present is all we ever live in. From the point of view of love, from the point of view of spirit, everything's present. This is how spirit manages to live in eternity, is that we're always living in the present. The past is memories, and the future is a construct. We're always in the present, and by being present, by being mindful in the present, we can see that this person who I thought made me a victim was a human being addressing their own victimhood, doing what they thought was right, trying their best, and I got in their way. So I can forgive them because I know that I did a lot of stupid things too that I can forgive myself for. So in my exercise in Sedona, Arizona, I forgave my first 6 people, and I ended up writing down about 80 more names. And the first 10 or 20 of them went pretty slow, and then they just started going fast because of can we go back one slide? No, 2 slides. To the, this is the one. So I started off here on the victim abuser consciousnit, and it just moved me up through self-empowerment and then to self-realization. And so I had that Lester experience of, it was midnight and I was wide awake and I was full of love, and all these people in my past who I thought had been bullies were actually heroes who had made my life better by bringing their love and individuality into it. And this was great. One of the things that led me to becoming a minister was when a prayer chaplain at Unity said, "I'm practicing love your enemy. It's one of the things Jesus said, and isn't that a great idea?" I said, "Do I have any enemies?" And then I looked, I'm like, oh, I don't like that guy, and I don't like that person. I could think of all these people. And as I started loving them, I just felt myself become so much lighter, so much more energized, so much freer. So this is the second thing love does, is it frees our blocks. It puts everybody on the same playing field. It lets us actually live in the world. It opens us to live in the world of positivity, of heaven on earth. And then love as a revelation of becoming. So as we live every day in love, we have a revelation of becoming. So my oldest grandson, Q, is about to turn 8, and we were trying to plan on him visiting my youngest grandson, Niall, who just turned 2. And Niall doesn't like other kids. They're unpredictable, they're loud, they're messy. He's just like, I don't like these other kids. In fact, he's not very fond of a lot of other people. But Q was really looking forward to getting to meet his youngest cousin. And so he got in the house, and within not very many minutes, they'd figured out a game where Q would take a stuffed animal and throw it into Niall's lap. And then Niall would take the stuffed animal and throw it back. He might have been aiming at Q at first, but really he sort of threw it anywhere in the room, which was what Q wanted, because he'd leap at it and grab it and then fall to the ground for a sliding miraculous catch. And Niall thought this was the funniest thing in the world. And they did that like probably 100 times. They just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And there's so much laughter and so much joy. Then we decided it was time to go outside, go to a park. And we had brought Q's scooter because sometimes when he walks sort of at a snail's pace. But he's always scooters at a reasonable pace, so we can actually go on fun walks at a speed that keeps us from being bored. When he was 2 years old and he saw his first scooter, this was what he wanted most in the world. He said, "I want a scooter. I really want a scooter." But it took us months to get him a scooter, and then it was too hard for him to figure out how to operate. It's like, how does this work? it kept falling over. He could like go much faster on foot than on the scooter. It took him until he was about 3.5 before he could scooter at all. And by 4, he was a scootering expert. So Niall at 2 brought his scooter, and he watched Q's scooter, and then that was all he was interested in, is figuring out how to scooter. And he spent hours just like, how does this work? How does this work? How does this work? But he was really engaged in like trying to scooter and doing it badly. And we got videos a couple days ago from his parents, and he can scooter now. He's an expert. At 2 years old, he can scooter so fast that his dad had to buy an electric scooter because they can't keep up with him. He can scooter faster than his parents can run. So the opening to love, opening to the connection, opening to his cousin gave him the resilience and the drive to learn how to scooter in a way that his cousin hadn't mastered for 2 more years. So he's now a scooter prodigy. And this is what we can do as we allow ourselves to open to love, as we open repeatedly to love, we can live life with revelation of being. So every time we open ourselves, let's just do this for a minute. So let's hold our hands to our hearts, breathe into our hearts, and let's just open for a minute to appreciation. Any kind of appreciation. Could be a beloved pet, a family member, anyone in the congregation, any situation that you love. And feel that what we want is the feeling of love in your heart. And notice that as you observe the feeling of love in your heart, it grows, and it grows, and it grows, and it fills your heart rapidly, and then it grows, and it fills your body, and it moves, and it radiates out of your body, and it fills the whole room. In fact, it fills anyone at home, in or outside of time, can feel this love radiating to you, because this love fills the universe, and we are just connecting to what already is. And now just allow yourself to lean back into that love. And notice that love, that we are made out of the same substance as that. And really, there's no boundary between where the love ends and we begin, because we are made out of all that same stuff. This is the fifth dimensional world. This is our spirit selves, are unified. Every time we choose to open ourselves or love unconditionally, we're tuning the instrument of our being so the melody of spirit can be heard more clearly through us. So every time we tune the instrument of our being so the melody of spirit is heard more clearly through us. Love is not something we give or receive, it's who we are. By practicing it, we reveal the being that's been waiting to be recognized. And in that recognition, we awaken in the indivisible heart of love. So notice, as we lean back into that love, we are in that indivisible heart of love. We are one with that indivisible heart of love. So let's inhale again into our hearts. Move our awareness back into this three-dimensional room. And what I want to suggest is for this practice, every morning when you wake up, put your hand on your heart and say, I am available to love. I am available to love. And whenever you run into a difficulty, this is hard to remember. No, I affirm this is going to be easy for you guys to remember. What would love do here? What would love do here? And then at night, reflect, where did I open myself to love today? So as we open ourselves to love, we can experience moving out of our contracted selves into a more open selves. And we recognize that if you don't feel like being in love, it's because your awareness is in the three-dimensional world and our constrained bodies. And if we open our hearts to like any good thing that has ever happened, then this is the opening that love needs. And as soon as love gets that opening, we can just turn around and recognize that we always were that. That the idea of being constrained is just a dream, because we never were not that. So that's homework. We also have, I've got not the wrong card. It's the right card for a different purpose. This is a beautiful Join Genesis card that says, God is my strength, my substance, my source, and my supply. I open my mind to divine ideas, and I am grateful for the flow of good in my life. And I am. There's also a yellow prayer card, and when it talks about the prayer demonstration, I think I talk about looking for a prayer demonstration, but really think about something you appreciate in your life. And by opening your prayer session, by opening to any kind of love or appreciation in your life, anything you appreciate, that sort of breaks you out of that limited consciousness, that victim abuser consciousness, and moves you into the love consciousness, so that you can pray with the power that you really are and with the love that you really are. And then on the other thing, write down your prayer. You can pray for the world, you can pray for others, you can pray for yourself. This prayer not only gets infused with your love energy, but then we collect it and it goes to practitioners who enfold it in their love energy, and in that love, in that energy, it really is powerfully manifesting in the world. And as we see on our teaching symbol here, at the bottom is our three-dimensional world. At the top is the world of love and heaven. And this little arrow means that our blueprints in heaven come and are manifested in the three-dimensional world. And that's how the prayers work. So we are creating the blueprints with a heavenly energy, and then the law always says yes and brings them into the world. So let's write down our prayers. Now Stephan will bring us her next delightful song.
This is another song that Cal knows really well that I wrote back in the day. It's so cool, you know, remembering these things. I got an opportunity to sing this song that I wrote with Spirit, thank you, Spirit, at Benaroy Hall. Do you remember? Benaroy Hall with the Choir of Light. Were you in the Choir of Light? Yeah, 120 people, Choir of Light. So come on, Cal, and lead everybody. Come on. He knows this song really well. He's going to be my helper. We're going to recreate Benaroya Hall. 3,000. Yeah. Hey, we're taking up the room here. Do you feel this energy in this room? Though there are times when I cannot see the path in front of me, I lose my way, feel so alone, like every friend I've ever known is gone, so far, far from home. Then I hear life call to me. There are choices to make, so how will it be? Are you gonna play safe, risk nothing at all? Or will you rise up with the colors of dawn, illuminating every step that you take? I'm rising in love.
I'm rising, rising in love.
I'm rising in love.
I'm rising, rising in love.
This is my choice.
My choice,
This is my life.
my life.
I'm rising in love. If you won't stop it, and the seasons won't change it, war can't kill it. I now claim it. Divine Spirit God within me, your love flows throughout so naturally, raising my heart, singing my voice, speaking of love, calming the noise, and generating every breath that I take. So I'm rising in love.
I'm rising, rising in love.
I'm rising in love. Come on and rise up with us.
Rising in love.
This is my choice.
My choice,
This is my life.
my
And
life.
I'm rising in love. Oh, and love is lifting us
Higher,
and love is lifting us.
higher.
Love is lifting us higher. Love is lifting us higher. Oh, higher and James. Let's give James some love. First time I've met this gentleman, and he is fabulous, right? I mean, you hear this guy? Wow. So fortunate.
All right. Here, cool. Okay. Genesis is a community dedicated to love, inspiring harmony, and creating connections to empower spiritual growth. And we love that you are here to share that with us today. So this is an invitation to participate in circulation, to connect with abundance and generosity. Your participation makes this all possible. We truly appreciate your support. All right, so let us take a moment to craft our financial gift. If you're on Facebook, please follow or visit our website at genesiscsl.org and do a little time to think about that. Okay, so we will take our gifts and our prayers. Bing, bong, boom, pow. And hold them to our hearts if we care for that, and hold the prayer request and offering next to our heart as we say our offering blessing together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and I am thankful. All right, so now Vicky will collect the offerings and prayers. While we do that, please stand and sing.
I'm not singing right. 'Cause I believe in love I give. Because I believe in love I give. Because I believe in love, and love is given to me. I give because I believe in joy. I give because I believe.
So we take these prayers and all these gifts, and we know that they're good. So I just take this moment right here and right now to know that as we say these prayers, as we write them down, they are activated and coming to fruition. They will be prayed on all week long by practitioners, knowing that as it is said, it goes into action and into the medium and comes out as demonstrations, and it is perfect. And I know that these gifts are demonstrations of our prosperity as individuals and as a community, and knowing that it's pressed down and overflowing with bounty, with joy, love, and success, and it is good. I say thank you, thank you, thank you, God, and so it is. All right. So we want to thank everyone for joining us today. So please join us for food and fellowship provided by the Opulent All-Stars. And I will be in the alcove here if anyone wants to pray. Wishing everyone a week filled with joy, love, true connection. And don't forget to come tonight for Reverend James's ordination. And that'll be fun. And so now we will sing I Release.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know that the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know that the love of God was right here in my hands. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. And this is what you